The crystalline arena of Zerthenia gleamed under three suns, packed with thousands of alien spectators from across the Galactic Coalition. Princess Velanara of the Zephyrian Empire stood at the center platform, her iridescent scales shimmering with confidence as she addressed the crowd through the universal translator. Another primitive species seeks to prove themselves worthy of Coalition membership, she announced, her voice dripping with contempt. How amusing. Elizabeth Martinez stood in the challenger's circle, her jaw clenched. Beside her, Jackson Webb adjusted his combat suit's calibration, his eyes never leaving the princess. They were the first humans to reach this stage of the trials, a series of tests that determined whether a species possessed the physical and mental capabilities to join the most powerful alliance in the known universe. Don't let her get in your head, Jackson whispered to Elizabeth. Too late, Elizabeth replied, cracking her knuckles. I'm already planning how to wipe that smirk off her face. Princess Velanara descended from her platform with fluid grace, her forearms spreading wide in a gesture of mock welcome. The Zephyrians were known throughout the galaxy as master warriors, their reflexes 3 times faster than most species, their strength capable of bending steel, their endurance legendary. Tell me, humans, Velanara said, circling them like a predator, what makes you think your fragile, short-lived species deserves to stand among the stars? You've barely left your own solar system. You have no natural armor, no enhanced senses, no remarkable physical attributes whatsoever. The crowd erupted in chittering laughter from a dozen different species. Elizabeth felt her face burn, but she kept her expression neutral. Your Highness, Jackson said calmly, stepping forward, we didn't come here to debate our worthiness. We came to prove it. Velanara's laugh was musical and cutting. Very well, the trial of endurance, then. A simple test. You will face me in single combat until one of us can no longer continue. No weapons, no enhancements, just raw capability. The arena master, a towering being made of living stone, raised its massive arms. The terms are set. Princess Velanara versus. It paused, consulting its datapad. The human female, Elizabeth Martinez. Elizabeth stepped forward without hesitation. Jackson grabbed her arm. Lizzie, wait, I've got this, she said firmly. She'd trained her entire life for this moment, ever since Earth had first made contact with the Coalition 5 years ago. Every punch she'd thrown, every mile she'd run, every sparring match, it had all been preparing her for this. As Elizabeth entered the combat circle, Velanara's expression shifted from amusement to something darker. I will try not to break you too severely, little human. Your species is too new, too weak. Perhaps in a few millennia, you'll evolve into something adequate. The arena master's voice boomed. Begin. Velanara moved like lightning, all forearms striking in a blur of motion. Elizabeth barely rolled aside, feeling the wind of the princess's strikes. The crowd roared. Velanara pressed her advantage, confident and overwhelming, but Elizabeth had spent years studying every species in the Coalition. She knew the Zephyrians' weakness. They were sprinters, not marathon runners. Their incredible burst speed came at a metabolic cost, so Elizabeth did what humans do best. She endured. She dodged, blocked, absorbed hits that would have killed most beings. Her ribs screamed in protest. Blood trickled from her nose. But she kept moving, kept breathing, kept fighting. 5 minutes became 10. 10 became 20. Velanara's strikes began to slow, almost imperceptibly. Her breathing grew heavier. The princess had expected this fight to last 3 minutes at most. Species could withstand a Zephyrian warrior's assault longer than that, except humans weren't like other species. Elizabeth wiped blood from her mouth and smiled. What's wrong, Your Highness? Getting tired? For the first time, uncertainty flickered in Velanara's eyes. She launched another combination, but Elizabeth was ready now. She ducked under 2 strikes, deflected a third, and drove her fist into Velanara's midsection with every ounce of strength she had left. The princess staggered back. Shocked. You want to know what makes humans special? Elizabeth said, circling now, forcing Velanara to track her movement. We're pursuit predators. Our ancestors chased prey across continents until it collapsed from exhaustion. We don't quit. We don't give up. We just keep going. The arena had gone silent. 30 minutes, 40. Velanara's movements became sluggish. Her scales lost their shimmer. Elizabeth, battered and bruised, somehow kept advancing. Her body screamed for rest, but her mind was iron. Jackson watched from the sidelines, pride swelling in his chest. This was humanity's message to the galaxy. They could be broken, but they would never break. At the 45-minute mark, Princess Velanara dropped to one knee, Gasping, the arena master started the count. 1, 2, 3. Velanara tried to rise but couldn't. Her muscles had simply given out. 8, 9, 10. The human is victorious. The silence shattered into chaos. Some species cheered, others protested, all were shocked. Elizabeth swayed but remained standing, raising one bloodied fist to the sky. Velanara looked up at her, no longer mocking. How? She whispered. Elizabeth extended her hand to help the princess up. Because humans, we're too stubborn to know when we're beaten. Velanara took the offered hand, pulling herself up. For the first time, she looked at the humans with something other than contempt. She looked at them with respect. Perhaps, she said quietly, so only Elizabeth could hear, your species does belong among the stars after all. Jackson joined Elizabeth in the center of the arena, supporting her as her adrenaline finally began to fade. You did it, Lizzie. You showed them. We did it, she corrected. This is just the beginning, Jackson. Just the beginning. Above them, Earth's flag was raised alongside those of the coalition members for the first time in human history. The species that had once been mocked as fragile and primitive had proven what they'd always known about themselves, that humanity's greatest strength wasn't physical power or advanced technology. It was the simple, stubborn refusal to give up. The galaxy would never underestimate humans again.